Hello, sorry. Neighbor's dogs are barking right now, but anyway, welcome to part 2 of my Q&A. I know this was supposed to happen 8 months ago, but I swear it wasn't for a lack of trying. I've tried to record this video on like 5 separate occasions. So on to the really old questions. From Mei Showman, 1. What do you recommend artists that want to get a following online? If you just want exposure, then posting fan art is a really good way to do that, but if you also just want people to like your art, don't be afraid to post your own art, even amongst all the fan art that you would post to get exposure. And drawing things that you're actually like and drawing things you're actually a fan of, that's really nice to do anyway, so. 2. What got you into art? I started getting more into art, like seriously doing it, because of anime, which is a really stereotypical response, but that's how it happened. 3. On a more personal note, what are some awkward quirks you have? I guess I say so a lot, when I'm nervous. From Jazz the Epic, any advice for better ways to practice more? It might just be me, but no matter how much I practice, I feel like I'm hitting a wall. And I absolutely love your work. You're incredible. Thank you. So if you want to improve, don't put too much pressure on yourself, because of course, improvement doesn't really happen overnight. You have to just keep working at it, right? But if you really want to improve, don't always just do the same exact thing, because then you're just gonna get the same exact result. Try looking at art and taking notice of all the small things that make it look good and try to incorporate it into your own art. From Elizabeth, do you regularly traditionally draw? If you count doodling in class, then yes. But otherwise no. From Alex B, I have multiple questions. 1. Do you prefer drawing males or females? This might be a little bit surprising, but I actually like drawing both equally. I just have a lot of male characters, so that's how it happens. 2. How do you choose the colors for your drawings? For choosing colors, I try to make sure nothing like overly clashes, or it clashes in the way that I want to, like if I want to put specific emphasis on a single color or something like that. And when shading, I try to make it so the shadows don't appear dull. You can do this by changing the hue of it sort of on the color wheel and like making it more saturated or maybe less saturated for whatever effect you want to go for. 3. Where do you get your drawing ideas from? That's hard to say. I just draw when I want to draw, if I have something to draw. It just it's not from anything specific or random. Yeah, it's nothing really specifically. Just if I want to draw something, I'll draw it. 4. Who are your favorite artists at the moment? I can't really think of any off the top of my head, so here's a list. I love your art and everything you do. I'll never stop supporting you. You are one of my biggest inspirations, and I hope to be like you one day. And if you read this, thank you. No, thank you. From Coast Ghost, how do you draw noses so well? I'm not sure if this is a serious question or not, because, I mean, if you were to look at my noses, they're like just kind of a line, or maybe 2. Just a line or 2, I'm not sure how to answer that. From Raven Ray, I love your art so much. I was wondering how you choose your color schemes. If there's a specific mood I want to go for, like, I mean, you know, just a warm atmosphere, it's kind of obvious, choose warm colors. Or for like something like cool and kind of almost clinical, choose colder colors or like less saturated, so almost monochrome feeling. That's something I do. From Danny8, top 5 anime? Here's a list. From Kobe J, what inspired your username? So my username is Jia Finch, right? Well, my name is Jia, so that's where that came from. And then the Finch part actually came from my Minecraft username, so yeah. From Epic Pudding, what learning materials did you use to improve? Online courses, YouTube channels, books, etc.? Can you recommend me some? I've never actually like took an official art class, or if you like outside of public school, or like gotten any art books or anything like that. But yeah, just studying like other people's art really helps. And then So YouTube channels, I don't have any specifically in my mind, but anything that kind of just shows the drawing process, like my speed paints, it's easier to see like what exactly an artist does to achieve something, but you don't have to completely, just copy an artist. Just pick up notes here and there, like how could you make drawing something easier. From Casual, how long do you take to draw and finish a full piece? And how many full pieces do you do a week average? It depends what you mean by full piece. Most of the time I just draw like a person, like a half body or a full body. So those can take me maybe an hour to 3 hours depending on how much detail I put in. And how many full pieces I do average kind of just depends on how much I want to draw that week. From Erin Mori, tips for a self-taught artist? Oh yeah, are you self-taught? Yeah, I'm self-taught. So for tips for a self-taught artist, don't be afraid to see the flaws in your art, but don't constructively critique yourself without just slamming your art to the ground. Just if you see something you don't like, try to focus on it to improve, but don't let it hurt your self-esteem. From Sienna Fowler, your videos are perfect to put in the background when I'm working or cleaning, and your art is just so beautiful to look at. I share your videos with everybody I know. Thank you. Question: what or who is your favorite thing to draw? I don't really have a who that's my favorite, but what? I really like drawing faces, so yeah, eyes and hair. Yes, I like drawing those. From Kelly Chen, do you have any character design tips? How do you choose clothing, accessories, etc. for your characters? Do you use a reference or just wing it? And are you planning to have a career in the arts? For character designs, usually there's some sort of aesthetic I have in mind, and I kind of work towards that aesthetic, kind of just randomly, yeah. I have aesthetics that I like, and so I try to incorporate it into the character. Whether I look at a references, kind of depends on how familiar I am with that aesthetic, if that makes sense. If I'm not too familiar, then I'll just Google search a keyword and just stare at a bunch of images. But most of the time I just wing it. And am I planning to have a career in the arts? Depends. Probably not. I'm more interested in computer science, but drawing is really fun. From Nicole, hello Jael, I'm wondering what fandoms you're a part of. There's nothing I'm really too actively into besides, ATEEZ. Yeah, that's the only thing I would probably consider myself actively a fan of. But everything else I just like a lot of things, so. From Kian, do you think you could do more tutorials? I loved your previous one, and I think it'd be really cool to see more from you. Yeah, I could definitely do more tutorials, that's not a problem. Yeah. From Nopawan, what do you use to draw and digital art? So I use Sai too, sometimes Photoshop, and for what I use a wacom intuos small. Yes. From Tugba, any tips on blending in Sai, and what tools do you use? Mainly I just kind of use default brushes, so. And for blending, I don't actually blend too much in Sai either. I kind of just color on the color wheel, choose colors, and then if I really want to blend, then I'll set my pen opacity, pen density lower, and then I color pick the colors that's in between, so it kind of mixes it together, so I just get the color in between. But I have a really harsh coloring style, so I don't usually blend, per se. From Ava, what do you do to edit your pieces in Photoshop? I really like the way you edit your art in general. So I actually made a tutorial about this a year ago, so it might be a little bit out of date, but nowadays I don't do too much in Photoshop, but I still kind of generally do the same things if I do edit in Photoshop, so. From Draw with Drew, hello Jaya, I'm a big fan. Thank you. Do you use references when you draw? How long have you been drawing for? Would you say you mostly paint? I use references if I'm not familiar with the thing I'm drawing, so if it was a specific animal that I don't usually draw. And how long I've been drawing for? I got my tablet in 2013, so it's already been 6 years. Would you say you mostly paint? I'd say I probably kind of do a mixture. So, I definitely don't cell shade, but I'm probably somewhere in between because I render on top of my drawings usually. From Yuki Ryo, I was wondering on have you ever stumbled upon an animation and if you ever got inspired to try and make one? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've stumbled on many animations and they're really cool, but like it's a lot of work. Most animation I do is just pixel. From Jerkist Person, can you please sing one of your favorite song ever? One line is enough. Ugh. I'm not really a singer, but... So ATEEZ came back with a new album, right? My albums are right there. The new one should come in the mail. One of my favorite songs on them is called Mist. It goes like, so please! Manager! Yeah, I can't sing Korean, so sorry, no. But yeah, I'll play it in the music background, yeah. From KMS. Do you draw every day or try to? And what keeps up your motivation? I don't force myself to draw. I don't really force myself to draw, so like I don't ever really suffer burnout. So it's not about keeping up motivation for me. It's just if I have something I want to draw, then I'll draw it. And I don't really force myself to draw otherwise. So yeah, that was the Q&A video. I'm sorry this was so late, but it's been on my mind since forever. But thank you for 67,000 subscribers. That's like a really large number. So thank you a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hello, I know this, shit.